South Africans don't want illegal foreigners to leave the country.
Are lazy, mama.
Yo,
Hey,
that's a big statement. That's a big statement to make. Yep.
If you take a South African and put on the machine, and you take them, allow a person to put on the machine, and you take the city one, there's a big difference. To save our jobs.
Are you local? Are you local?
We are locals.
And how are you losing your job?
We are losing our jobs because when they are taking the foreigners away, that's the foreigners who are giving us jobs.
So in the,
We won't have jobs.
are you in the clothing factories here?
Yes, we are in the clothing factories.
So I say that again. Are you saying that when they remove the foreigners, as the government is saying, you are going to be without a job?
Yes, we won't have jobs.
Why is that?
Most of the foreigners are machinists.
Right.
We don't have local machinists.
But people are saying machinists are everywhere. The machinists are everywhere.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
No, but when we
is that a lie or is it true, South Africans? Do we have machinists in this country or not? Because according to this lady over here, we don't have machinists in the country. So if you're wondering what's a machinist is a skilled tradesperson who operates machine tools such as lathes, milling machines, grinders, and CNC equipment to craft or repair precision parts from raw materials. They bridge the gap between engineering design and physical manufacturing, utilizing blueprints and mathematical calculations to turn raw materials into finished components. Do we have these people in the country or not, according to you as a South African? Because if you want to figure out if a machinist is a scarce skill or not, I'm here to do that for you already. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got you. You didn't feel what I'm saying? According to this Google search that I did yesterday, it reads that yes, machinist work such as CNC machinists, metal machinists, and fitters and turners is considered a scarce and critical skill in South Africa. The manufacturing, mining, and industrial engineering sectors face a severe shortage of qualified artisans as experienced professionals retire faster than they can be replaced. Okay, so the ladies here are saying, no, guys. We can't keep these people. We can't get rid of these people because if these people leave the country, we're gonna lose our jobs. These people are skilled workers, no problem.
but people are saying machinists are everywhere. The machinists are everywhere.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
No, but when we post about the foreigners and the local, we can't get the locals to be machinists. They all tell us, no, the machinists are everywhere. It's thousands. We are lying. Are you local guys saying that because the government is saying no? There are thousands of workers here.
We need foreigners. They are our people. We understand.
We need foreigners in this country. They are our people.
All we know as South Africans, we know how to cut the press. That's all. But the foreigners, most of them, they know how to do the currency.
So darling, hold on. Please send a message to your president, Mr. Ramaphosa, and tell him what you just said now.
Mr. Ramaphosa, you can't chase the foreigners. They are part of us. They are our people. If you chase them, we are nothing. The factories are going to be closed, and we're going to be poor. We're going to be hungry. We have children. What our children are going to eat? Nothing. We need foreigners.
Relax, my sister, relax. That's not what Mr. President said. Relax. Yo, she's losing it. She's like, except Mr. President, you can't caution these people. If they leave, we can't be able to feed our children. That's not what the president said, princess. But continue with the rant, and I'll show you what the president said.
Almost 5 years.
The president has no problem with foreigners being in the country. So I don't know why this gorgeous, beautiful lady over here is so, she's panicking. She's having a whole frenzy, a panic attack. Like, Mr. President, how dare you try to get rid of the foreigners? Now we're going to starve in this country. It's not what the Mr. President said, man. This is what your president said.
Some employers hire undocumented immigrants because they pay them wages that are well below our minimum wage and make them work longer hours without due compensation. We have uncovered a number of workplaces where undocumented migrants are made to labor under very bad conditions. Employers who hire undocumented workers and exploit their vulnerability are breaking the law. They undermine our labor laws and standards. They undermine fair competition. And they undermine opportunities for South Africans. Such conduct will attract far stronger penalties and far stricter enforcement. Many communities have expressed anger about the number of foreign nationals running their own right.
All right. So now that we heard what Mr. President said, what you're saying here, ma'am, is completely out of touch with the current situation that's being faced by South Africa right now. So Mr. President never said that foreigners must leave the country. All Mr. President said was that illegal foreigners are going to be deported out of South Africa. That's all he said. He's talking about illegal ones. So who are you defending? Are you defending the illegal ones or the legal ones? Because if you are defending the legal ones, then don't worry about it. They're not going anywhere. The same foreigners that you saying that are skilled and they're helping South Africans with acquiring skills as far as your machinist skill or scarce skill concerns lie, no problem. Don't worry about it. That person's not going anywhere as long as they are legal in the country. So I suspect that these people are out here in the streets protesting because they know that their fellow employees or employers are illegal in the country. The ones that are legal have nothing to worry about. But the ones that are illegal are the ones who are panicking right now.
The government is saying no, there are thousands of workers here.
You are right. She's 100% correct. We do need foreigners in the country. They are our people. I agree with her 100%. And yes, she says no to xenophobia. Well, thank God South Africans are not xenophobic. So that's not something that we should be worried about. What else did she say?
We understand that. We are young. All we know as South Africans, we know how to come first. That's all. But the foreigners, most of them, they know how to do the comments.
So she says that us South Africans, all we know how to do is to cut threads. And the foreigners, they know how to manufacture or finesse garments. Well, again, whose fault is that? How did the ANC destroy technical schools in South Africa? The ANC fundamentally restructured technical education in South Africa by heavily consolidating institutions, shifting towards academic paths and academic pathways, and failing to maintain infrastructure and quality standards. We used to have technical schools all over the South African townships. Matter of fact, it says here that we once had over 150 of those. Okay, as I continue on reading. Now we left with 50 of them, and they're all underfunded, thanks to the ANC government. It continues on to read that while the government has transitioned towards occupational training over the years, historical decisions and administrative challenges have severely impacted the vocational sector. Okay, cool. Critics point to several key policy shifts and structural issues as the driving factors behind the decline. Let's have a look and see exactly how the ANC managed to completely, utterly destroy the technical schools where South African young people were able to gather skills such as being machinists, mechanics, etc., etc. Now, mass consolidation and closures. Imagine, why are you closing facilities where South African youth are able to acquire skills? Well, let's find out why they did that. In the early 2000s, the government radically cut the number of public technical colleges. Which government? Which government was running the country in the early 2000s? It was the ANC government. Cool. So they decided that they're going to cut the number of public technical colleges. So they consolidated or merged 152 schools into 50 larger ones. So basically the ones that were in the township, they had to close them down so that kids would have to travel to the remaining 50 that are far away from where they were located. More costs involved for poor South Africans to be able to gather skills for their kids or pay for skills for their kids to acquire. More challenges that are being enforced on poor South Africans for them to simply be able to have skills for their children. Imagine. So instead of just maintaining and continuing on building more TVET colleges, they decided to close 100 of them. Why? Your guess is as good as mine, but I can bet you that they just wanted to loot. They just wanted to take that money and pocket it into their own personal bank accounts. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
Darling, hold on. Please send a message to your president, Mr. Ramaphosa, and tell him what you just said now. Hold on.
You can't chase the foreigners. They are part of us. They are our people. If you chase them, we are nothing. The factories are going to be closed, and we're going to be poor. We're going to be hungry. We have children.
The ones that are being deported out the country are the illegal ones. Relax. And those that are illegal, I know for a fact that they can always go out the country and come back legally, because our borders are still porous. So don't worry about it, sweetie. Even if they do deport your illegal colleagues, they're still gonna come back into the country. Relax.
What our children are going to eat? Nothing. We need foreigners.
Your employer is not going anyway, because he wouldn't be operating a business in South Africa that is of this magnitude and scale and still do it illegally. He wouldn't be able to do that. So your employer is perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. He's not going anyway. The only reason why these people are in the streets right now protesting is because they know for a fact that their employer is hiring illegal foreigners. And with that being the case, he told them that, say, guys, if you do not make a plan and make sure that your government doesn't deport your fellow illegal colleagues, then I'm going to have to close down this shop. I'm going to have to close down this factory. So make sure that you guys are off on Saturday or Sunday. Go protest, and I'll make sure that the media is there and they capture your frustrations, and just make sure that you make it clear that you don't want foreigners to leave the country. These are South African women who are in the streets protesting. These are South African women saying that we don't want foreigners to leave. But it's not up to them to decide. It's not up to them to decide. And mind you, these same South African women, they wouldn't be in the streets if their employer didn't force them to go into the streets in the first place. Because I'm sure for a fact, allegedly, how do you say facts and allegedly in the same sentence? I just did. So what? Allegedly, the employer must have told these people to go out in the streets and tell the government to stop deporting illegal employees. That's it. That's all. And why is this employer so worried about the government doing what it's supposed to do? Why? Because the government said we don't want employees to be working with illegal foreigners. We want them to employ South Africans, especially if these skills are not scarce skills. But no, this employer decided to have this whole protest going on simply because he wants to protect his interests. He wants to protect his business. He wants to make sure that the government does not even step foot into his factory, because once the government steps foot into his factory, it's chai. It's big chai. Big chai. That's when the government is going to see that, why is there so many illegal foreigners working in here? Yes, there is some South Africans, but why is there so many illegal ones? And that's not what he wants to happen. So before they even pull up at his factory, he needs to make sure that it's clear that they say, if you guys come to my shop, I'm closing, and South Africans are going to be mad at you. Very smart. Very smart, tactical little political finesse that this employee or employer managed to pull, if I do so say myself.
Almost 5 years. When you don't have a foreigners in the factory, we won't have no job, we won't have nothing. We are poor. Foreigners will live here in South Africa. We won't have nothing. We won't have nothing. We need
the ones that are illegal, who have scarce skills. Just talk to your boss to take them back to their country so they can fix up their papers and come back. That's it. Simple as that. Simple as that. Ask your boss to keep the ones with skills, deport them out the country, bring them back with permits and work permits and proof that they are actually, serving as scarce or critical skill in the country. That's it. We're not asking for too much, but no. They cannot go. According to this lady over here, they cannot go, please.
the foreigners, yes. They can't even make one garment.
Who? Local?
South African people.
But you're the local, you're saying the truth. Is that the truth?
I've been trying to train them. Since last year, we didn't have one good machinist.
It's your president's fault. It's your president's fault that we don't have good machinists in this country, because your president and his ANC party decided to close down all technical schools in the country. Out of 152 of them, they decided to cut 100 of them. So it's your fault that we don't have these critical skills in the country. So what you should rather be saying is that if you are going to be getting rid of skilled, illegal skilled foreigners, then make a plan to bring back those technical TVET colleges back into the township so that we have skills again. That's all she should be saying. But no, of course not. Because her employer must have told her that, if you guys do not protest, I'm closing.
One.
To do even one garment.
But NK Labour just says ANC loses. There's plenty of people out there for machinists.
They're supposed to give us that people. One of them must come and bring one people to show us how to do the job. But they can't give us any one person to replace the
I believe her.
You can't chase somebody without
I believe her.
replacement.
I believe that there's a shortage of machinists in this country.
Hey.
Losing money now. Losing money.
But it just also shows that, even the foreigners themselves, they were not interested in training South Africans for this scale. So they kept it to themselves. Because if the previous lady said that she's been working in this factory for the past 5 years, how is she not a machinist herself? That means that this company does not invest in training its employees and upskilling its own employees. Now they're out here in the streets saying, hi, but I've been here for 5 years and the person that's working the machines in the factory cannot leave. Yeah, I know that person is illegal, but they're not going anyway, because if they leave, that means I'm going to lose my job as well, because my boss said he's going to close the shop down if that critical skill leaves the factory. It's your government's fault for closing down technical schools. It's your government's fault for allowing employers to even employ illegal foreigners in their shops. So why are they fighting against the current movement that's going on in the country that say we want the illegal ones to leave? These people should have been fighting the system from the minute they stepped foot into these factories to say why is there so many illegal foreigners with skills but South Africans don't have skills? But no, they were so complacent and comfortable in the positions that they held that were not even investing in their own development. I mean, 5 years with no critical skill that you gain from a company, why are you still there? Because there's not enough jobs in the country, Brian Savannah. Duh! There's not enough jobs. There's a shortage of jobs in the country. And they're calling us crazy when we say that there's a shortage of jobs in the country and there's not enough to go around for the whole continent.
You're losing our piece of it because we're not giving money to us.
The argument is that why aren't we employing the locals to be the machinists? Why are only foreigners the machinists?
Yes.
Why only foreigners?
Yeah.
Good question.
Our local people. I'm not like I'm blaming our local people. I'm the local people too.
It's not that I'm blaming the local people and then she goes ahead and blames the local people.
We don't have experience, some of us, and we are choosing the prices. We're demanding so much price from our bosses.
The wages, you mean?
Yes.
How much is the minimum wage in South Africa? Let's find out quickly. South Africa's national minimum wage is set at 30 rands per hour. Okay. The standard workers, 30 rands per hour. How much is that in a week? That's about 1.3 a week and close to 6,000 per month. That's the minimum wage. So the minimum employee in this factory should be earning this amount of money. I'm willing to bet that these people do not earn close to 6,000 rands on a monthly basis. Why am I saying that? Simply because she told us that they're not earning the minimum wage. Listen to what she said. She's telling us.
Our local people. I'm not like I'm blaming our local people. I'm the local people too. We don't have experience, some of us, and we are choosing the prices. We're demanding so much price from our bosses.
The wages, you mean?
Yes, we're demanding too much wages.
There we go. See? So she's implying that South Africans are demanding so much, a lot of money. No, it's not a lot of money, man. It's not a lot of money. They're demanding the bare minimum. The bare minimum of 30 rands per hour. That's all they were demanding. So clearly she's telling us that it's too much according to her. It's too, how dare do South Africans demand so much money from their employers? How dare do they do that? Well, I'll tell you why they do that, man. Our ancestors, our grannies, our granddads, I wasn't around back then. They fought for these privileges. They fought for these rights. They died. They died in wars for this minimum wage thing because of the past injustices of the apartheid government. A lot of our parents, a lot of your grandparents, great-grandparents were cheap labor in the country. And your grandparents said, no, this has to stop. So you are saying that your grandparents, they were crazy for doing that. You insulting your own ancestors. You literally insulting them, saying that, no, how dare did they demand so much money from their employers? How dare did they demand the minimum wage of 30 rands in 2026 from the employers? Are you kidding me? So you're telling me that the cause that South Africans fought throughout the 80s, 70s, 90s was not worth it? Are you telling me that they were doing that because they were just bored? You gotta be kidding me. My sister, what are you talking about? This country's popped, Joe. Somebody needs to, bro, sit this lady down and teach her South African history, dog.
When we don't know, when you are still learning, you're expecting our bosses to pay you too much grade.
These things are negotiable. But anyway,
the lady said that the locals have tried to employ them, but they can't make
yes,
the
they
machine.
can't make it. Only 1 week that they stay inside the factories and they see that the wages is not enough for them. And then they're going out.
People are saying they're taking the local.
Fantastic. So she just accidentally snitched on her employer that our employer is not paying employees the minimum wage. Our employer is not paying the employees a minimum wage of 30 rands per hour. She just told us that. She just literally told us that.
They work 2 days, 3 days, and they're gone.
After they get their wages, they're going out and look from another job. And then they're going to complain from the labor people from MK. They're going to complain about what this factory is this factory, this is not paid properly.
So she's even telling us that even the employees or former employees of this factory happened to also go complain at the labor department or at LACO or at the MK party to say, you see that factory over there? That factory is not paying South Africans well. It's not paying South Africans the minimum wage. So she's literally snitching on her own employer. Literally telling us that employer is breaking the law. So now, what's going to happen what's going to happen when the labor department goes to this factory? I'm telling you, I'm going to follow this story the whole week. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click the like button while you're at it, because I'm going to be covering and making sure that I expose the rot that this factory is literally being exposed for by its own employees accidentally. This is funny.
Why they are them that they don't want to work? We're here to say we don't want the foreigners go, we don't want Malawi go, we don't want Lesotho go, we don't want any other country go. Why? Because if they go, we are going to lose our countries. Our bosses are going to close the factories. When are we?
I told you. She's literally saying that our boss said he's going to close down this factory if the foreigners leave the factory. He's basically telling us that, or she's basically telling us that her boss said that if your colleagues leave, I'm closing this factory down. Why is the boss so worried about this factory closing? Is it because the people that are hired in this factory are illegal? Clearly, that must be the only case, logical case at least. Are you kidding me, bro? She's telling us.
Going to eat exactly nothing. But Africans are lazy, mama.
Yo, that's a big statement you make, yeah?
If you take a South African and put on the machine, and you take the Malawi person and put on the machine, and you take the Lesotho one, there's a difference.
That's like saying that Nigerians are drug dealers. That's generalizing. In general, Shapo, the ones that are being caught in the country happen to be drug dealers, but it doesn't mean that all of them are drug dealers, you know what I'm saying? So the ladies that were protesting are speaking against what March and March is doing, pretty much saying that illegal immigrants should go. The ladies are saying no, the illegals want to stay as well, because if they leave, then it's time for us. They're going to close down the factory. Why don't you ask your boss to comply with the labor laws of the country? That's basically saying that you don't want your boss to abide by the country's rules and laws. Are you kidding me, bruh? You're advocating for crime and criminality in your own country. Are you kidding me? You're defending criminality in your own country as a South African. You're defending it. Instead of holding your boss to the fire and say, yo, fix the issues in the company. Pay the minimum wage. Make sure that you upscale South Africans so that you stop importing illegal skilled foreigners. Yeah, minimum wage, upskill South Africans, and there has to be some sort of development program in the company. That's it. No, she'd rather say, nah. They can't go anyway because if they leave, our boss said he's going to close down the shop. And that's a threat that the boss made. That's crazy, bro. I'm telling you.
Now, when a movement exists, it has certain objectives that it wishes to achieve. Our main objective came from the rise in illegal immigration and the crimes that were committed by foreign nationals in this country.
As already discussed in the video,
A
yes.
lot of South Africans were faced with the reality that they were being pushed back and made second in their own country.
As also discussed or exposed by the ladies in this protest, yes.
From the messages, the emails, the calls that we have received, that we sit with every single day.
Because the other lady said that South Africans go to MK Party to go complain that this company or factory is not paying the minimum wage. So yes.
It's not fair for South Africans to not get jobs because foreign nationals are replacing them as cheap labor in their own country. It is not fair for South Africans to not find a school in this country for their children because foreign nationals are coming into the country because their governments are not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yep.
It is not fair for South Africans to suffer and not get into hospitals and not get beds and give birth on the floor because foreign nationals are leaving their countries in a mess to come and live in South Africa because automatically when you come into South Africa, you become victims. Nobody does not understand your plight. We understand you've got a government that's not catering for you. But we have a government that we vote for every single 4 years, that we put into power because we want that government to serve us. We don't stand in queues to vote there because we think, oh, Malawi has problems and Malawians are going to come here and they're going to need hospitals and beds. When the budget comes out every single year, that budget is for South Africans. And you know how migration works. If you are all being honest with yourselves, whether you're South African or not, migration works in two ways. It's either you come into a country because there's an availability for you to be in that country. You don't wake up in the morning and say, I don't have a job, I'm going to look for it in South Africa. That's not migration. Because migration says in South Africa there are 500 jobs that are available. And there are no South Africans that are...
In the chat, we have a question in the chat. Welcome to the channel. Let's Simpiwe and Chaka. Simpiwe is asking a question. Someone help me. Are these South Africans? Because South Africans know about minimum wage. Simpiwe. Yes, these are South Africans. 100% these are South Africans. You do feel what I'm saying? These are 100% South Africans. How do I know that they're South Africans? Because firstly, they told us that they're South Africans and they have South African accents. And they wouldn't have the guts or the cojones to even protest in South Africa if they weren't South Africans already. I mean, our accent is very distinctive. The foreign nationals' accents are also very distinctive. Anyway, you know that these are South Africans because they are advocating for their jobs to be kept in place while the illegal immigrants are being deported out the country. But why are they so worried about the illegal immigrants leaving the countries? Because their boss told them as of their protest that if these people leave the country, if foreigners are deported out the country, then he's going to close his shop. He's going to close his factory. So yes, these are South Africans. And yes, they know about the minimum wage. But the Department of Labor told us that these employers do not care about minimum wage. The employers in South Africa do not care about minimum wage. That's why they hire the foreign nationals, because they are able to what's the word? They're able to cheat them, you know what I'm saying, off of their minimum wage salary by law. And it's obviously illegal. So yeah, man, let me leave it at that. You would have feel what I'm saying. So that was just sent to chat. So in case you're wondering why the employers are shitting their pants, to say the least, this is the reason why.
Employment and Labor, Deputy Minister Ntutuko Sibiya, you are busy. Let's talk about the operation today. What exactly led to it?
It's about enforcing the law. It's law enforcement. We have a responsibility as the state to enforce the laws of the Republic. So we came here in Pretoria targeting some companies that we wanted to do our work. And what we have found is that the first company that we went to, the first employer that we went to, we found that they are not complying with quite a number of our labor laws. One, there are a few issues that we are focusing more on. We're focusing on issues of Basic Condition of Employment Act. We're focusing on OHS, Occupational Health and Safety. We're also focusing on minimum wage to see whether they are...
Aha! Simpiwe, did you hear that? And that's the problem. Focusing on minimum wage is a problem for employers because they know that, oh my God, I don't want to pay 30 rand per hour to these employees because now I'm not going to make, I'm not going to have enough money for my Bugatti. So the employers are worried about that. They don't want to pay people the minimum wage of 30 rands per hour. They don't want to do that. And he's telling us that these people do not comply.
Issues that we are focusing more on. We're focusing on issues of Basic Condition of Employment Act. We're focusing on OHS, Occupational Health and Safety. We're also focusing on minimum wage to see whether they are complying with the Minimum Wage Act, but also UIF and the Compensation Fund. But further to that, we're focusing on labor migration because it's part of our responsibility, working with Home Affairs as well, to look at who's working in this establishment. What we have found in the first one is
and the ladies in the beginning of the stream already told us that if the illegals leave, then our factory is going to get closed down. And our minister is telling us that, our Minister of Labor is telling us that we are focused on making sure that employers do not hire illegal foreigners.
But we found a number of illegal foreign immigrants. There are
Yes,
more
sir.
than, I think there are towards 40 that we managed to take. You saw the pack is full of them. And we heard that some of them ran away. But it shows that employers are not prepared to prioritize South Africans. But further to that, we managed to find that they are working long hours. And they are not paid as well for overtime. So those are the big challenges that we found. Some even here, we came to this one, and this one, they believe they are smart, but yes, for now they are smart, but it's not going to last forever. We arrived here, we knew that 90% of workers who are working here are illegal foreign immigrants. And when we arrived, we realized that all of them have been removed and they've been told to go, and we've heard it even amongst some of the workers here that 30 minutes before we arrived, all of them were removed. It's more than 50, 60 of them who we're supposed to find here, because you can see it's a huge establishment. It can't only be the few workers that you see who are working here. We are going to come for them. We are going to target them every day. But again, we find that their electricity connection is not properly. We are shutting down their electricity. They are not going to be working because they think they are smart. They are not going to be working because they need electricity. But their connections are bad. They are poor. They are not complying with our occupational health and safety laws. So we are just warning them openly to say, today you might be smart, but it's not going to last. We are going to do this every day. President has given us a mandate. President has given us a
Yes, sir.
Employers who want to continue employing illegal foreign immigrants. Not prioritizing South Africans. So as the state, we are going to be on top of them. I know they've got other companies. We are going to go to their companies. Today we are on this one. We are going to go to others. So it's a commitment, everyday commitment.
I love the fact that you're bringing the president in this picture and also the situation. What's the next step now the department is going to take to ensure that those employers, including the one who was very aggressive earlier on here, what's the next step from the department?
Yeah, this one is very arrogant. They are very arrogant here. But as I said to them, their arrogance won't last longer. They can be arrogant today. Tomorrow they won't be arrogant. We are going to humble them. But what is going to happen is that as the department, as you know, we are working hard to reform our laws. We are recruiting 10,000 inspectors, as the president has announced during SONA. So those 10,000 inspectors are going to take us far. We are going to reach a number of employers. We are going to quadruple the work that we are doing in the country. We are going to have a huge impact on the ground. But further to that, as we reform our labor laws, they are going to be a game changer. An employer that we've made a proposal that every employer who has employed illegal foreign immigrants must be fined at least 100,000 rand per illegal foreign immigrants. If you've got 10, it's 1 million rands. If you've got 20, it's 2 million rands. We want to get into their pockets because they are arrogant. They think they can do as they wish. We are the country of laws. Our laws must be respected. As I say, President is very committed towards dealing with the issue of illegal foreign immigrants. It's up to us now to do what the President has told us. That's why we are here.
Thank you so much for your time, Will.
And let's just hope that they're not going to be there collecting bribes. Let's just hope that they're not going to be there collecting bribes from these people. But I saw a video on Facebook. I just didn't put it in my notes here for some reason, where they actually caught a bunch of people who are running illegally in the country, running businesses illegal in the country, and they got arrested. So I guess there is some hope in that regard. Let's get into the chat. Welcome, everybody. Senzo Wagwan, my boy. Simpiwe, Intamat. What's going on? Gordon Graham. Philip. Tsukiomi. That's a different name. Hold on. Tsukiomi saying in your own work environment. However, for the purpose of this video, we are going to talk about, or we at least covered, what employers are doing in their companies. And literally the ladies in this live stream exposed their employers for literally cutting down on minimum wage, not being able to pay the minimum 30 rands minimum wage to South Africans or employees. And some of these employees are illegal, and now that they're going to be deported out the country because they are illegal, it's a problem for this employer, and he decided to get his employees to go into the streets and talk about these issues. Anyway, that should be it for this live stream, chat. I'm going to do another live stream shortly after this one in 10 minutes time. So make sure that you click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so that you're notified when I go live. In 10 minutes time, I'm going to go live. I appreciate you guys for joining this one. 25 people watching right now. I'd appreciate it if I get at least 25 likes for this video as it's getting uploaded. Anyway, if you're new here, you know exactly what to do. Appreciate you guys. Catch you in the next one. Deuces.